Good afternoon. Thanks for joining me here today. Joined with me here today is Mayor Brandon Scott, Howard County Executive Calvin Ball, Howard County Sheriff Marcus Harris, and Councilman Costello. I regret that we are speaking again about another senseless tragedy in our city. This incident, unfortunate incident, is a great loss to law enforcement community, his family and friends, and each of us. In the early morning hours of September 29th, Howard County Deputy Sheriff Ryan Alexander Demby was shot and killed following an altercation in Federal Hill. While all the circumstances of what happened are still being investigated, the entire incident was caught on camera. That, along with witness testimony, enabled us to act quickly to identify the suspect. I'm here to announce that the officers arrested 40-year-old Joel Crowder of Baltimore. Crowder was apprehended yesterday without incident around 5:30 p.m. by our SWAT and our Warrant Apprehension Task Force. I have no words to describe another devastating loss to our city, our law enforcement community, and to the family and friends of the deputy. This should have never happened. It was another senseless tragedy. We must work harder to remove illegal guns from our city and fight the disease of illegal guns throughout the country. For any altercation to end in death is a senseless and truly a tragic incident. We are still piecing together the details of the incident, but if anyone saw anything, if you can please call Metro Crime Stoppers, 1-866-7-LOCK-UP, or call 911. Preliminary information indicates that this stems from an incident that occurred inside of one of the establishments, but it carried outside and it occurred on the sidewalk. Again, if you have any information, please call 911, or if you have any video or anything that might have captured this incident. I'll now hand it over to Howard County Sheriff Marcus Harris.
Thank you, Commissioner. First, I'd like to thank the Commissioner, the Baltimore City Police Department, our federal partners for the job they're doing in this case. I'd also like to thank the citizens, the elected officials, and the law enforcement agencies throughout the state who have reached out to express their condolences. Deputy Demby was an outstanding young man. He was a great person, and he was a great deputy. He just finished the academy in March, and I knew he was a great person and a good young man. That's why I chose to put him through the police academy. He simply wanted to follow in his father's footsteps. His father has over 30 years of experience on the job. He's a sergeant with the Sheriff's Department, and I'm going to truly miss him and his father's interactions within our agency. It's just senseless. I'd also like to thank Mayor Scott, my county executive, who've shown a tremendous amount of support. I would simply ask that the community pray for the family and the members of the Howard County Sheriff's Office. Thank you.
Thank you, and good afternoon, and thank you for joining us again for yet another unfortunate and tragic and unacceptable incident. I want to start by offering my condolences to the sheriff, the county executive, the Demby family, the Sheriff's Department, and all the residents of Howard County, his friends and his family, for this young life lost and taken away far, far too soon. I want to thank the Commissioner, the members of the Police Department, the Warrant Apprehension Task Force, the residents, the citizens, everyone who gave information in order for us to bring this coward into custody very, very quickly. And just know to the family and everyone that knew the deputy that our thoughts and prayers are with you. This, again, is another unfortunate example and something that has, as you all know, has continuously frustrated me. Simple conflict should not end in someone losing their lives. We should be able to have that. That's going to happen. Humans are going to have conflict, but no one should die at the end of a basic conflict. This coward decided to escalate this conflict in a way that was totally unacceptable, when it could have totally been de-escalated or handled in a different way. The most courageous thing that we can do, all of us, is find ways to peacefully resolve any conflict, but this is yet another example of why we have to learn how to do that. I implore everyone, not just here in Baltimore, but across this country, to continue to understand and know that we have to do better. We have to, as you heard from the police commissioner, deal with guns and illegal guns and guns in the hands of people who, again, yet again, used as a clear example, do not have the mental capability to have that responsibility to have that weapon. We have to do more, because we should not be, Howard County should not be, the Demby family should not be talking about funeral arrangements for this young man. They should be talking about him, celebrating with him, celebrating their family, enjoying the fact that he and his dad work together each and every day. But yet we have another life taken away by a coward who just happened to have a gun on them at that time. That's why this matters. Every piece of this matters. That's why you hear me consistently talk about the need to do the both and. Yes, we're going to hold people accountable. We're going to make sure that we're taking guns off the streets and people that use them. And yes, we're going to deal with the comprehensive, holistic portions of teaching people how to resolve conflict in a different way, because both of them matter, and we have to do that. But anybody that is going to go around shooting people after a basic conflict, again, no, you will meet the same fate that this man or person who calls himself a man is going to meet. You will be taken into custody, because nothing is going to bring Deputy Demby back to us. But this is a process now that we're going to begin to try to help his family, that county, that department be able to begin the healing and trauma necessary from a young life of servant taken too soon. And now I'll turn it over to the county executive.
I want to thank Mayor Scott, Commissioner Warley, and all of those who helped bring this perpetrator to justice. And while I am immensely grateful, I can't help but lament the loss of Ryan. Lament the fact that a 23-year-old with so much life to live, so much good to do, had his light extinguished way too soon. I reflect upon my children, one who is in her 20s, and every one of our children, and frankly, each and every one of us who are over 23, and all that we were able to do in those years. We'll never see that from Ryan. It is quite a sad affair, and this is a painful reminder that senseless violence and illegal use of guns, they don't know any borders. Here I am from Howard County, and we are united in our sadness. Our hearts weep for the Demby family, for our sheriff and the sheriff's department, and for everyone whose life is going to be a bit more diminished because Ryan's not in it. On behalf of all the residents in Howard County, we want to say that we stand with the Demby family. We appreciate the quick action of the police department and the sacrifice of each and every emergency responder and law enforcement personnel who put their lives on the line each and every day. We need to stand united against this senseless violence. We need to stand united against illegal gun use, and we need to stand united for a community where people are safe and feel safe.
At this time, we'll take questions. Vincent, we'll start with you. Remember, one question and a follow-up on topic, and we'll just go down the road.
Commissioner Warley, first of all, amazing work by your men and women acting so fast. Can you tell us if a gun was recovered at the time of arrest, or is that still part of the investigation?
Yes, there was.
Okay. Second question for you, Sheriff Harris, if you will. I know the dangers of the job. I've done it. Never in my wildest dreams would I think to be killed off duty. Can you walk me through the emotions knowing your deputy was killed just out being a civilian, trying to enjoy his life?
This is tough. Ryan was like a son to me. I chose to put him through the academy. I actually worked with his father in Baltimore County. So anybody if it's happened to anybody in my department, I would feel this way, but he was like a son to me. So it's been extremely tough. When I got the call, I thought I didn't believe it, but I don't think anybody on my staff believed it. such a good young man. So, not a troublemaker, just a good person. So, if he was out, he probably was being a peacemaker. I don't know. Left the city, did the investigation. Just heartbroken. For any of my fallen brothers, though. So.
Hi, Lillian Reed with the Baltimore Banner. Commissioner, could you tell us a little bit more about the altercation, just some of the circumstances, how many people were involved? Did that include the deputy?
We don't have all that. Obviously we have the information from looking at cameras, but we can't release that now. I can tell you that the original altercation occurred inside. The business did what they were supposed to do. They moved the individuals outside, and then it continued outside, and then someone senselessly pulled a weapon and shot the deputy.
And then could you tell us a bit about the gun? It sounds like it was an illegal gun, is that correct?
We don't know that yet.
Yeah, Sheriff Harris, again, you mentioned selecting Ryan for the academy. Could you just talk a little bit about his character and his personality and the kid you knew growing up that you think made him well suited for the job?
Love to play golf, good human being, good upbringing. Like I said, his dad's been in the business in law enforcement for over 30 years. He retired from Baltimore County, came to Howard County, was a big supporter of mine. I've known Ryan since he was a baby, avid golfer, just a good person, somebody that you would look for. And once again, he's a peacemaker, never in trouble, clean record, good driving record, nothing but positive. So, and that's kind of what we look for in law enforcement anyway, right? So,
Yeah.
Great candidate.
And what position was his father in now, and did they sort of interact day to day, work together at all, or?
Well, he didn't work for his father, but they worked in the same unit. Ryan worked in the domestic violence unit. His father is in the domestic violence unit, but he's a sergeant on another squad.
Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you guys so much.